All right. Welcome, everybody. This is our Explorers Call for
I know. I'm
adventurers.
excited. This is
It's our
actually
first time doing
the first
this.
time we're doing an Explorers Call. And I named it that because we have several really exciting events that are focused around travel and a destination. And so I thought, what better name to kind of group all of these together to share them than the Explorers Call, because it really takes someone who has a heart of exploration in life, in your business, in your personal development, and then like your love and curiosity for the world makes you a good fit for being here. So chances are you've heard about some of what we're going to be talking about in little bits and pieces, and you might be more interested in one than the other. I'll give you a quick overview of what we're going to talk about, and we're going to dive into each one separately at a time so that it's not confusing. We want you to know the win, those are details, but it's more important for you to recognize what the intention is behind each individual experience, who it's for, and what you can expect to get out of it, because that is the real thing, and each one is uniquely different. We're not going to be in chronological order. We're going to go in order of our own importance, based on my opinion.
Yeah.
So we're first going to be talking
The
about.
Order of Krista.
Oh, yes, there you go. We'll first hit the Podcaster's Cruise. Number 2, we'll go into the Freedom Lifestyle Retreat in Tuscany. There's 2 offerings there. One is exclusively for couples, and then the other is not related to couples. Doesn't mean you have to be single. It just means that's not the focus. 3, we're going to highlight an adventure trip to Costa Rica. And then 4th, we'll just mention a cruise that we're a part of that if you're interested in going, we'd love for you to get signed up under us. So does that sound like we're ready to kick things off?
It sounds like a plan to me, but I also do want to throw in a little something since we're going to kick off with the Podcasters Cruise. The fact that for everybody who's in the room and anybody who's watching the recording, Patrick and his partner Renee, not the Renee who's in the room, are our
Patrick
cruise
and
planners. Yep, they are our cruise planners, and of course, Patrick is here to just tune in about that, but also considering some of the other stuff that might find interesting as well. And
Cruise 911.
yeah,
Give the thumbs up.
any information you have
We'll
on
give you a
your
little,
cruise, you want to
we'll
pop
give you
that
a
in there,
plug.
give you a plug.
Cruise911.com. Yes, thank you.
All right,
There we go.
cruise911.com.
And then the other part of that is that Liz is already booked in the Podcasters Cruise, and Renee may be going or might not be going. She's arm wrestling Mark over which one is going to be joining us this year on it. So just wanted to bring that to the attention that that's already done. And we know some of you are already going, and so we'll certainly answer questions about that. And especially it's great because we have Patrick here to help with that too, because being the planners, and this is our first time doing it on Celebrity. So take it away, Maya.
All right. And we also know a lot of people will be watching the replay.
Yep.
And we have visual effects to make this a more exciting call. So trip number 1 that we are inviting everyone to is the 3rd annual Podcasters Cruise. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not a podcaster, or I just like to guest on podcasts. Chances are that's okay. The podcasting umbrella, we go broader than that. What is important as far as the who is that you are someone who is visionary, has a big heart, loves to get your message out, loves to collaborate with other people. Chances are you are a coach, consultant, or in this entrepreneurial, infopreneur world, or you've cast your own way in the world. If that is you, then the Podcasters Cruise is a wonderful place to be. We hit a lot about podcasting from this podcasting expert, which I'll let you dive in a little bit more to, Michael. But it's not our only point of conversation. Yeah. We actually considered renaming this to new media because we do include a variety of types of media, including social media, of course, using AI, video, authoring books, all of these different ways of getting your messaging out, and then how they work and play together for you to, again, spread your message and grow your business if you're related to that. How do you use these means to make more revenue in your business?
Yep. And one of the things I will say also on the cruise is it's kind of like this. Imagine it's education combined with transformation, combined with fun, combined with some networking element, and it's
And more fun.
and more fun.
And dancing.
It's like a large mastermind that also breaks apart into smaller masterminds. And so it's really cool because you get the large group activity, which is limited to honestly to a fraction of your total time away, considering we're on the sea for 7 days. It's a 7-day cruise with some beautiful ports of call this year. We're going to be hitting Tortola, the British Virgin Islands, Nassau in the Bahamas, and St. John's, Antigua. So it's going to be some beautiful ports taken out of Miami.
Take that don't forget that one.
I know.
Great destination.
Anybody who wants to, spend some extra time before or after in Miami. And so those 7 days and nights that we're at sea, though, part of it is in our group setting, but a lot of it you're on your own. And so it'll be lunches that you have with other people that you're making connections with, and small group meetings that you're having. And then some of these excursions, we'll go and have fun. Like we're going to have a catamaran day where we all
He's really good at talking about
together.
this.
Who?
We are.
We're
In the video you're going to show.
Oh, yeah.
We have a 1.5-minute video that is us, but more fun because we're on a boat doing it.
Let's see.
With other pictures.
Right.
So let's take it away, Michael and Krista.
First, let me figure out how to make it really big for everybody.
Only sound on. Make sure, give us a thumbs up if you can hear.
When I share the sound, I have to share with sound. So I always have to remember to check that button. They should make that the default.
Showing the wrong side, though.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you got it.
Here we go.
He's a pro.
Okay, we're going to hit play here.
Michael Neeley here.
And Krista Inochovsky.
And we are so excited to invite you to join us on next year's 2025 Podcasters Cruise. What ship are we going to be on, my love?
We're going to be on the Celebrity Beyond, an elegant, beautiful ship with so much to do, and we're just so excited.
And what a perfect name, because it is going to be beyond your expectations. Join us next year, Podcasters Cruise, hang out with up to 100 different podcast hosts, guests. If you just want to be a guest, what a great way to do it. Getting on a cruise and meeting them in an atmosphere that's fun, kind of like a feeling. It gives you all that excitement, and you really get to know each other, and that's how you're going to get booked.
You don't have to be a podcaster. We have coaches, speakers, authors, and people who are just interested in getting their message out in a variety of ways and want to learn about podcasting and all of these other forms of media. And all throughout the ship, we are having a blast, from talent shows to singing, dancing, showing up, learning from each other, and really, really having a genuinely great time.
So join us. Come play in 2025, the Podcasters Cruise. Go to podcastersatsea.com today and book your cabin.
See you then.
Okay, I apologize a little bit for the sound quality. There was definitely some wind on the boat that day, so it got a little loud there. But
that was not filmed in the studio. That was the real deal.
The real deal. And we had such a blast in that. And you might have seen, even in that our catamaran trip, there were rays swimming around in the water, and we had them swimming right up near us and everything. It was super fun and a great time there. So we hope that you'll join us on that.
I do want to just kind of hit one more thing on that before we get off of the Podcasters Cruise. As you can see, there is a lot of fun, but there's even more heart, and there's just a lot to say about what happens on the boat and the relationships that are made, and then what happens after the fact. It's really unrelated to us. When the cruise is over, we are no longer orchestrating it, but the relationships that are built, we get to witness them, and we see them, and we hear back, and people are working together, and they're hiring, one from the other. There's so much guesting that happens from the podcast host to the podcast guest. There's sharing of resources. There's JV partnering. So all of those elements really happen. We were just on a cruise last week, and Jen Duplessis was on, and she was talking to a whole group of people about the Podcasters Cruise. And she said, often you go to an event like the one we just went on, and it's so much happening that you try to make an appointment to talk to somebody later, and then you try to get on their Zoom, and then you try to work that all in. She said, I didn't have to do any follow-up because I did everything I needed to do on the boat. She had the conversation, built the relationship, pinged her VA on what to do next. Here's the next action step. And she left the boat with the next step happening, not like, oh, I hope this person will follow up with me. I hope they took my business card. So it really is a next level of connection and what happens. So I just want to try to let that difference sink in.
Yeah. I want to add a couple of other little elements that are going to be new to us for this year, being our third year on the cruise. And one of those, of course, is the ship. We're jumping ship, so to speak, from Carnival to Celebrity. We did our first 2 years on Carnival, and we're excited to step up to Celebrity. We feel like it's going to be up-leveling our game with better cuisine, more elegance, great, just an overall ship and great experience. We're excited to play here. We think it's going to be a stark contrast, if you will, to the Marketer's Cruise, and not knocking the Marketer's Cruise or Carnival, but it's a different type of a ship. It's called the Fun Ship. It's more like a party ship. This is going to be a little more family oriented, and by family I mean couples, probably. I mean, you know,
Not the right word.
older families. Maybe what I'm thinking.
Let's
Not
rethink
children,
that.
not children, more adult. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
a little
I
more
feel like
adult oriented.
it fits our brand and what our clients were asking for. They're asking for the next level up, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So you can definitely get signed up. Now, depending on when you're hearing this, those of you that are hearing it right today live, it's only $250 deposit. The sooner you get your deposit in, the easier, the smaller the monthly payments are. And perhaps if you're hearing this a little bit further down the line, it might be already to a $500 deposit, or you might be having to do a paid in full. So again, the sooner that you get in and get locked in, the better. Thanks to Patrick Poulin, who's here in the room, we have secured a really, really great rate to be able to be at this high level of celebrity and still pay the same rate that we have been offering the last couple of years. We're really excited to be able to do,
Yeah.
but that time is limited, and the rooms that we have available at those rates are limited. So if you do wait, you definitely risk a much bigger price coming from the ship, not from us.
Right. And I will also add to that too, that if you know what Chris is talking about with the deposit 250 versus later it being 500, we have a window of opportunity between when it has to be 100% paid off to Celebrity. And so the longer that window is, what we're doing is we're financing you essentially. So if, let's say it's 7 months away right now, you can, 7 months till the deadline, you could do a $250 deposit and then do 7 monthly payments. As of February 5th, I think it's going to drop down to 6 monthly payments. And at some point, the deposit is going to have to go up so that the payments all are more in alignment. So just keeping that in mind, that if you get in sooner, you will have an easier way to pay. And again, the price will be locked in. There's a slight price increase going up on February 5th. So if you're going to jump in, we do recommend try to get in before then. I would jump in right away.
Yes, and all the prices that you'll see on our website include the event fee and the extras, everything that we offer, the mastermind, and all of those elements are all included.
Except for 2 things, but go ahead.
Okay, almost. But the price is for double occupancy, assuming 2 people paying that price in the cabin. If you want a cabin to yourself, you got to pay for both people, both halves.
Less a little bit. But there's a link to look and see what it would be. But what I mean when it's almost everything, the 2 things that are not included in the price you see online are your gratuities, which we will add on prior to the payoff time. And the other one is if you want trip insurance, that is a little bit extra, and you would choose that, and we'll tack that on later too. But otherwise, everything else is right there. Do you have to be a couple to attend, or can you bring a guest? Of course.
Lots of friends that bring another
Absolutely.
sister, a kid, an adult kid,
Partner, business associates.
yes. And we do end up with people that are looking for a roommate. And so we kind of say, here, meet each other, and then let you all decide if you're going to be a good cabin mate or not.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Once you do sign up, we will put you into our Podcasters Cruise private group, so you'll be able to communicate with other people who are going to be on the boat and cruise and talk about that as well, and ask questions and get things answered. And we'll be doing Are we doing 2 or 3?
Yes, at least 2.
At least
free
2
events.
free cruise calls so that we'll all get to hang out in a Zoom space like this, get to know each other, chat, start making the friendships early, and seeing who you're going to be cruising with. And again, it's probably going to be around 100 people or so in our group, which is going to be a nice, intimate setting, but still big enough where you're going to make some great connections and have some fun. And one of the things that we're key about, and this is, do you feel like we're about ready to wrap to the next thing?
I do.
This would be a good
So-
segue. Here's the thing that we believe in firmly. Krista and I teach freedom lifestyle. And one of the things about freedom lifestyle is it's kind of like riding a bike. Someone can tell you how to ride a bike. Okay. So you have to lean. If you feel yourself tipping to one way, you got to lean your upper body to the other way in order to keep balance. And when you steer the wheel, if you steer it to this way, blah, blah, they can tell you all about it. But guess what? As much as you may get that in your head, until you're actually on a bicycle and you start to feel what balance means and you get it in your body, the term I like to use is you grok it in your system in a physical way, you don't know how to ride a bike. And we believe the same about a freedom lifestyle. You can understand it and you can learn some techniques and tricks about how to build your lifestyle that way. But until you start to live it and feel it that way, you're like, oh, this is what a freedom lifestyle is. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that we've coined a phrase for our businesses and what we do is we call it, this is what winning looks like. And so when you build that into your life, both your business and your relationships and your play and your friendships, it takes on a whole new feeling. And that's part of what we will be creating on the Podcasters Cruise. And then we carry it forward into
the Freedom Lifestyle Retreat and Mastermind in Tuscany, which I'm excited to tell you about. And remind me, because I want to add on to how the origin of this is what winning looks like phrase came from, because
cool.
I want to explain it a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, so we are into trip number 2. If you had questions, too late. You're done. No, I'm just kidding. If you have questions,
we'll do a lot of Q&A.
You're welcome to throw those in the chat. So Michael and I went to Tuscany last year with some clients and had really the most amazing time. Yeah. It was a real divine intervention that Michael found the location that he did, and it's so incredibly beautiful and so incredibly perfect. We know that we did not get all that we needed to out of it, and that there are more people in our lives that need to have this experience. And so we have rented the villa in Tuscany. It's 40 miles outside of Florence, right in the heart of where some of the most famous old world places like San Gimignano and Siena are all just in short drives to. And I'm going to let the video speak for itself.
Yes, here we
Enjoy.
go. Video number 2. Oh, yep, the sound check is still on, so we should be good.
Welcome to the Freedom Lifestyle Retreat, a journey designed to awaken your spirit, nourish your mind, and create lasting transformation. Join us in Tuscany for an unforgettable experience where every moment is curated to inspire and rejuvenate. Start your mornings in serenity with yoga or meditation led by Krista, or simply savor a quiet espresso as the Tuscan sun rises. Throughout the day, immerse yourself in deep conversations that spark personal and professional transformation. At our stunning villa, discover the art of balancing productivity with the joy of slowing down. Work on your business or embrace the freedom to simply be. Whether that means reading in the garden, swimming in the infinity pool, or swinging under the trees, this is your time to reconnect with yourself. Indulge in authentic Italian cuisine made from the freshest ingredients. Savor a variety of wines and espressos, and on one magical evening, enjoy a gourmet meal prepared by a top Italian chef, served on the patio as the sun sets over the Tuscan hills.
our villa faces west, offering stunning sunsets that will take your breath away every evening. Explore the charm of nearby medieval towns on day trips that transport you back in time, where cobblestone streets and timeless architecture await. For those seeking a bird's eye view, experience the thrill of hot air ballooning over Tuscany's rolling hills, a memory that will stay with you forever. From culture and cuisine to art and music, our curated day trips offer the perfect mix of discovery and relaxation. Whether you're wandering through vibrant markets or enjoying free time to explore on your own, our meaningful conversations and connections continue, expanding your horizons. Imagine yourself right here, embracing a life of freedom and connection at our stunning Tuscan villa. Whether you join us for a week dedicated exclusively to couples, designed to awaken and inspire your relationship, or a week for solo adventurers and friends to explore and grow, this retreat is your invitation to transformation. Reserve your spot today and step into a world of possibility. Tuscany is calling, and we can't wait to welcome you. I want to let the video roll on the beautiful 100 miles panoramic view from our villa there. It is phenomenal. A once in a lifetime, well, or twice a lifetime since we're going back, I guess. But what an amazing, amazing trip. We do hope you'll join us for that as well. And play with us as we continue all of the stuff that we do in the world. And that the Tuscan retreat it's 2 different weeks. And so I want to be clear, you caught it in the video, but 1 week is going to be for our solo adventurers and friends who don't want to come as couples or, have a preference to just go solo traveling. But still, even for that, you could bring a dear friend along, but the other one is really geared more towards couples. And so one of the things that Krista and I excel in is couples training. And we do a lot of work in that respect that we will dedicate a little more of that week to the romance, the communication, other elements, maybe a little less to the business side. And then the 1 week will be a little more geared towards business, but also still both encompassing freedom lifestyle.
Yeah, I know that we have curated a really beautiful blend within the week of time at the villa and then at a day of adventure and then a day at the villa, that we have a really beautiful seamless pattern that allows for it to feel completely like a vacation. We don't want you to fly all the way to Tuscany and be stuck in a conference room or like just doing one thing. So it to me and you and to our clients, it's a very effortless blend of experiencing the Tuscan culture, the fun, the adventure. And we don't just wait until there's a mastermind session, like, okay, session begins, let's talk about business. It really is so organic. Yeah. Our trips in the car as we're driving together, you saw in the video, maybe you've picked up on it. Our clients are interested in podcasting. They were getting ready to launch podcasts. So we did a full episode of Something to Whine About. So not only were they learning and Michael was teaching about podcasting, but they got to experience it firsthand. There's the element of starting your mornings with meditation, with yoga, time alone. I can't emphasize enough what a beautiful and powerful experience is in store for you. And so if that's that feeling, if you feel called to that, then we'd love to have a conversation with you and see if it's might be a good fit.
Yeah. And we'll also put the link for that into the chat, if I can find that real quickly while you continue to tell more about it.
It's we consider it a practically all-inclusive. So you are there for a Saturday to Saturday, 7 complete nights. Everything, your stay, of course, is there in the villa with us. We're all on that property that you saw over and over again. That's it. There is nobody else. Like, it's just us. The housekeeper only comes when it's time to switch things over. The chef comes when we invite the chef to come. Other than that, it literally is only us. It is our own private place, from the pool to the hot tub. We didn't show, I couldn't find a good video of it, but there's these giant trees and swings that you just like swing under the tree. Saw many beautiful places where people were just working. You're working on a book. And it's special. And honestly, I don't think anyone knows exactly what you're going to do, what your intention is, until you get there, and then it will reveal itself to you. And we hold space for that and really tap into. It's one of my geniuses, is tapping into what you need in the moment to break. Sorry, I got something back my throat.
You want some water?
To break free. I'm
Wait,
good.
okay.
To really shift. And so one in all of these experiences, I wanted to get back to the fact that it takes getting out of your normal day-to-day to really have transformation. It takes a shift of your environment to have a new perspective and to tap into new areas of yourself and where you are both now and where you're headed, that gets you out of the same pattern, which is another beautiful thing for couples, to be able to get out of their normal day-to-day and then be in a space that is really held sacred for the best of them as a couple. And that's what we're excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will add a little piece on the what I love about the Italy trip is that, in addition to what Krista was saying, that it's very much organic and has its own natural flow, it still is about embodiment. And you start to feel the luxuriousness of it. It's like elevating your game. And there's the expression you may have heard or not, called "the baby brings the bread," which, as I've understood this when I had my first child, that when you have a child, you have to step up your game, because now you've got to support another being. And so it just kind of elevates you and you earn more. And I guess that's the bread they're talking about, is the money earning that you have to do. The baby brings the bread. You have to make more to survive. I think the same thing holds true in the world of business and living, that if you want to live a freedom lifestyle, if you step up your game to start to lean into it and feel it, you'll find yourself, everything you need to support that starts to raise up beneath it. I hope this is making sense, because it's kind of it's one of those things you almost have to feel it to get it. But I know it to be true. And every time we've elevated our game and elevated what we're doing, everything else rises up to meet it. Also, kind of like that expression, I guess, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Start leaning into the life you want, not the life you're living now, if you want to up level. And so there's this element that we put into play for you and with you while we're in Italy. So it's super exciting. And I just absolutely love it. I hope you'll join us for that as well.
One of the things that we do is encourage everyone to not care what time it is. We actually go more into intuition, and everything flows without scheduling. So it's not like, and that was one of the most fulfilling things that I was able to help our clients with, is breaking that habit, because they've been going on the go, go, go. Everything was so in the head, the schedule, this, what time to be here, when to do that, get this off the checklist, and to dismantle that completely and be in a very, very different energy for an entire week. It just, you could see a difference in everyone's face and their way of being. And then you start thinking differently and expressing differently. And that's often just what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right.
So anything else about that?
We were ready for the third one, but I thought this might be a good time to say where our phrase, which we're going to continue to use the phrase, we're even getting shirts. The phrase is, "This is what winning looks like." And that came up for me when we were in Cabo this last fall, and we're in a pool with our favorite people. And I just tapped in, and with such love for everybody there, I'm like, this is it, guys. This is what winning looks like. this is the moment right here, right now. And it's too frequent that it's like, well, when I get this done, when I launch this, when I hit this level, then I'll have this, then I'll have it, then I'll have it. And like all that we do and all that this freedom lifestyle is grounded in that this is the moment. This is our life.
Yeah.
And we build these business moments that just light you up, and like, this is the richness of life. This is winning right here and right now.
Yeah, it is. And it really is what, when one can think, oh, well, like Krista was saying, one day, someday, when I have my fortune, when I've built this, when my business is a success, when I sell my business, whatever that may be, but that day may never come. And for me, I believe that you really need to live in the moment, and a freedom lifestyle is about building a life so that almost every moment, no, there are certainly going to be down times, but for the most part, almost every moment is a feeling of joy and exuberance, and like, this is it. Like right now, even just doing this is what winning looks like for us. This is fun. We get to enjoy what we do. We're going to be meeting with Patrick and Renee. When are we meeting? Tuesday. Okay, so we're going to be meeting with them, and that's going to be so much fun. And that's what winning looks like. And so we really work on embodying that more and more in all that we do. And so, yeah, it would happen in a particular moment when we're all masterminding together, hanging out in a pool, doing work and life together, and it is winning. And so
we've shared that on the Podcasters Cruise, and now it's an ongoing thing between our community. When you just recognize for a moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm on a catamaran having an awesome conversation with a really cool person about a new social media strategy, but I'm loving every second of it. And we look at each other, we're like, this is it. This is what winning looks like. Yeah. And we are extending that invitation to you to have those experiences with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And come win with us.
All right. Number 3. Who's ready for number 3? So number 3 is a little bit different. 1 and 2, Michael and I are the hosts. We curate. It's all baby. The next 2 that we're sharing are run by friends of ours that we've been asked to be leaders and participate in. And so just wanted to make that differentiation.
Yep.
So number 3 is Costa Rica. And this is called the Future Vision Project.
I just realized something. Can we pause one second? Did we say the dates for Italy?
Because they have to go to the website and figure it out. There you go. I'm not going to tell you.
So I don't even think we said the dates. It was on the thing for the cruise. Okay. Podcasters Cruise is November 2 through 9. And we're going to be in Italy 2 weeks, as we mentioned, and I have to look.
This is no longer evergreen. No, we can't use it for next year. We have
is that why we didn't put the dates in?
You gotta go check it out.
We'll do it again anyway, because that's fun. We'll be in Italy from September 6th to the 21st, so 2-week segments. So I think
pick one.
Which is the week for couples?
I think it's the second week.
I think it's the second week too. So that is what we're going to be doing in Italy, the dates for that. And now the one we're talking about for Costa Rica is May.
Remember I said it was not chronological?
Yep.
That's why. This one actually comes first.
So May, that's getting really close. That's like 4 months away. And it's also going to be a really cool trip. But as Krista was saying, it's not being led by us, but it's being led by a dear friend of ours, Robert Evans. Now, the format of this, Robert's been running these for a while. They're kind of called not Vision Quest, but like Vision Trips. What would you say?
Yes, he calls it the Future Vision Project.
Yep. And so the way it works is Robert is, imagine like a business, an org chart or something. So Robert is at the top here, and he has invited 5 other high-level coaches and players in the world, us included as one of those 5, to be team leaders. And so we're now in that tier of those 5. And then each of us team leaders will be bringing 5 people. And so we are looking for 5 people. I don't know if we're limited. I mean, if we do hit our 5, we could probably, if there was, let's say, a 6th person wanted to join and someone else needed it, but we're looking for only 5 people. to join us for this one. And it is going to be in Costa Rica at a really cool place. And
I think 2 places. I think
yeah,
part of the week is in one location, and then the second half of the trip is moves to another, so that you have 2 unique experiences there.
yeah. And I think for this one, I'm going to share a screenshot for this and we'll look at what it entails because it is kind of cool. Let me make sure. Yep, here we go. Okay, so for this, it's going to be a combination of stuff. So here's a breakdown.
Each day has its own theme. So
Right.
each one of these is a theme of the day.
And the different group leaders will be coaching and supporting you in different elements of our expertise. So each coach brings their own little flavor of a specialty to the mix of this group. And so they're going to be vision workshops, as you can see here, as part of the trip elements. There's going to be a day giving back to the local community there. So if you ever have this part of you that's, that's imbued in you to be a volunteer or to pay it forward, there's going to be this contribution element. There's certainly going to be adventure where we're going to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit and do some resilience building and tackle some challenges you may have never thought possible. So there's going to be some of that going on. Obviously, a lot of connection. We're going to do some teamwork and, of course, rejuvenation time. So it's a combination of all of that. And then there are going to be these fireside wisdom circles and time to integrate all of this. So you can see this is a chock full event in Costa Rica. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to go ahead and
top if you want to kind of
all the way up. Yeah, so you can just get a feel of it all. And then I'll give you all the link to this page. But this is what it's about: 7 days to transform, recharge, and realign your business vision. And you'll be able to watch the video. It's May 16th to 24th. And I'm going to put the link into the chat for you right there. So any of y'all want to go to the page and check it out yourself, there it is for you. And it's going to be really awesome as well. And if you know some of the other people in the industry, if you know Robert Evans, you may know Iman Agai is going to be there. Danella Burnett is one of the other team leaders. Burnett, sorry. Danella Burnett, Jay Fairbrother, one of the other team leaders. So there are several other team leaders that you may also know. So as far as masterminding with some high-level players is going to be really cool. Another benefit of traveling and playing with this group of people. So the link is in there. We're not going to dig as deeply into this one today because we've never done this with Robert before. I've been to Costa Rica a few times, but this will be our first time doing this. Here are the other leaders, as you can see. There's Iman, Danella, myself and Krista, Jay, Robert, and Julia Mick. Don't know if you know Julia or not. But these are all of our team leaders there. More details here. It looks like this is an 8-day trip.
It is.
It is an 8-day trip. And there's the cost of it, or 6 payments of $19.95. And I will give a little aside here that until we have it filled, we are looking for one specific role for a co-leader for us. So each of the leaders can enroll a co-leader, and I think the co-leader gets an additional discount as well. So let us know. Just reach out to us if you're in the process. If you think this is interesting, we can obviously go deeper into it, and we could even arrange a call where we could all be on with Robert. But we just wanted to plant the seed and see if this is something that you're interested in as well. Here's some of the bonuses that are included. Going to be video and photography, action talk, group post-trip coaching. So there's a lot of bonuses and perks that go along with it as well. And Robert's been doing this a long time. All right. So we'll leave the rest of that to y'all to scout out on your own. And if you're interested, let us know and we'll dig deeper into it. But that one's very limited, only 5 people. I don't know if we said this about Italy, but each week in Italy is limited to only 10 people. Okay, so these are small groups.
Couples or 5 pairs. A friend you know very well.
Because you'll be sharing a room.
Sleeping like this.
Right. Okay. And by the way, a couple can go on the other week as well. It doesn't have to be the couple's week. You can still come as a couple to the solo adventure.
Just don't mention it. Oh, kidding.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
So we have one more, and this is just a little bit of a throw it out there, which is we just returned last week from the Marketers Cruise, which is next year will be its 19th year. It captures over 400 online marketers or offline.
Yep.
It's pretty wide. It's a pretty wide net of people that come. And we keep coming back year after year.
Yeah.
It is a very different experience than our podcasters cruise. And for many, it's a both and. We have lots of people that
Who do
come on.
both.
They do both just like we do.
Yeah.
And we would love to invite you to that cruise and to sign up under Michael's name.
Yeah. So for this one, when you go to sign up, if you choose to go to the Marketers Cruise,
This is actually January of 2026.
right.
So you've got a little time to figure it out. However, they've already sold like close to 200. They're like halfway sold out already. And it just got off the boat.
Yeah, it will sell out. It did sell out this year. And it is January 17th to 25th, 26th, 2026. It's going to sail out of Long Beach, California this time. And the ports of call are going to be Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, La Paz, and Cabo San Lucas. So 4 really awesome ports. And there's a drop down when you go to sign up. I'll give you the link. It's marketerscruise.com. Pretty simple. I'll pop that into the chat. Whoops. And when you go to sign up, there's a drop down for who invited you. And we'd love it if you'd put my name in for that. And for the people who do travel, that you come in through me, obviously I'll know it. Captain Lou, who organizes this cruise.
Tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
You have to tell us. We don't always know.
Let us know you booked and used our name. And then what will happen is we're going to be booking our own, for people who come through us, we're going to be booking our own private catamaran excursion during the cruise. So that's going to be really cool. An extra little added thing when you come through me for that cruise. And if you
part of that is being that this cruise is such, or the event itself is so large, that people end up kind of breaking up into smaller areas. And so when you come on through us, it makes you, in a sense, part of our group. We have, it's just a way to dive in deeper, build the relationship, and create our own group within a group.
Yeah. And as Krista was saying, it is a much larger crowd, but because of that, it's also a much more diversified crowd. We've got a couple of people in here who have been on that cruise before, and you if you've been there, you know that there are people, who are into real estate and people who are into crypto. You know,
several dog trainers
this year. Yeah. So it's all over the map. Okay. So it's like she was saying, you're really going to probably find your own closer niche, which we had a great time this year. We did some great masterminding with some really cool friends this year on the cruise. On the Marketers Cruise, but it is different than ours, very different. And if you haven't been on both, I recommend talking to someone who's been on both, and you can get a feel for what those differences are, and see which one is right for you, or do both, like Krista said as well. It's not an either or; it's often a both and so we'd love to have you join us for that as well.
And that's exactly why we wanted to bring up all 4 of these opportunities, because we know that for each individual, certain things call out. Some people love to cruise, others get seasick and it's not even an option. Other people have Tuscany's been on their bucket list, and that all they needed was an invitation to be with somebody that they really trusted and enjoyed being with. And then the dates, of course, fall into play. So we have everything from this May, September, November, and next January. So hopefully you're being called to something that would really make a big impact in your life, your level of fulfillment, and whether you bring a friend or a partner or a spouse, or like, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then we'll figure it out later. All of those things are available to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm doing in the chat is I am pasting the links once more, because I know some people came in a little late and not sure if it was in the chat already before or after, but there's our link for the Podcasters at Sea, the Podcasters Cruise, and then also for our Italian Freedom Lifestyle Retreat. So I've put those back into the chat as well. And now I think it's just fine to open up for Q&A and see how people are feeling. Let me...
I have an events page that keeps what's one link that keeps everything that we're doing live in one place. It's in our member portal.
Okay.
It's either infinite list. It's whatever.
I'll find it.
Okay, find it.
But-
live events.
But let's open up to Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, simply unmute yourself or
comments.
raise your hand or comments.
You
Love
can
those
share
too.
what that page looks like also if you want while we're chatting.
I will.
I'll oh, what are you talking about?
I think so. Hang on. Oh yeah, hang on.
So,
Why is it going through there?
whose music is that? Oh, I think it's from
Oh,
something that's
sorry.
open. Hold tight, everyone.
Hold tight. There's sound on this. There be sound on this here page. There we go. Did I stop it?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So I put the link into our events calendar link into the chat, and we'll also just do a quick perusal of that screen.
And you can unmute and just say hi. We're a small group. I'd love to get
Yeah.
any comments or what stood out or clarifying questions. But yeah, this is a link where I keep everything on one page, so you're not having to remember or find all of those different links. And there's videos and
our Soulful Leadership Retreat.
Soulful Leadership. Yes.
There too, which Renee and Mark lead.
We do keep any live events that Michael and I attend and encourage that we want you to come to will always be on this page as well. So that one is there.
And so it's a good place to go and check things out
Update the
and
new dates.
check it out. All right. So let's see if anyone has anything you'd like to share. We're going to stop our, how do we turn ourselves back into gallery? There we go. We'll go to gallery view. So feel free to unmute yourself and chat away.
Or we'll just stand here and feel awkward.
And stare at you.
We'll start over.
Go ahead.
I love the stare. It's like, okay, who's going to open up? Who's going to say something?
That's right.
Everyone's like, nope, I got nothing to say.
Nothing.
That was
Yeah. Thanks for all the information. Yeah, I'm looking at right now, hopefully the podcasters and marketers, because the marketers is right around my birthday. So that's perfect birthday for me.
Nice.
I would love to go to Tuscany, but probably not this year.
Okay, well, we're going to do it every year. Although we're not 100% sure we'll go back to Tuscany again, but it may be Greece in 26.
That's on my bucket list.
There we go.
Greece is on my bucket list.
Yeah, we have.
So I may have to wait for that one.
We have a couple of friends that go on the podcasters cruise with us that have a place over in Greece, and they've been going, you guys really should come here. He's Greek. Yeah. They're like, you guys really should come here. So we think 26 might find us there.
Okay. I'll save up for that one.
There we go. And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that too, Debbie, because even with our Tuscan adventure, we break it down into monthly so that you don't have to foot it all up front. We know it's hard, like especially for a trip like that, to lay it all out up front. We know it can be tough, and so we break it down. And by the way, I will say this though about Tuscany, and especially if you were to put Costa Rica in one hand and Tuscany in the other, which weighs more? No, I don't know. If you're to compare compare the both, Costa Rica's bigger. Okay, if you put them side by side though, on a cost per person and what's included, our Tuscany Mastermind is an amazing deal. As a solo traveler, you could come there for as low as $4,500
Oh,
for
that's
the
not
whole
bad.
for the whole week, and including a lot of the meals and all the stuff. You just have to fly to get there and transport to the villa, and then it's pretty much like we said. It's almost nearly practically all inclusive.
right. When we're off doing day trips, then you're on your own to get what you want. But other than that, we cover a lot.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about it. That one seems so coming up so close that it's like, how can I pay for?
Tuscany's in September. So,
and
Okay.
again, monthly. I think it's a I don't know what the deposit is offhand. It's on the page, but if you go and look at it, you can always click through and it'll show you what the deposit is and what the monthlies would be. But what's really cool about that too is like it includes the hot air balloon ride. You know, it includes
chef's
all of
dinner.
the chef's dinner. It includes the day trips going out to the locations. I mean, it's when you consider everything that's with it, we really loaded it full and kept the price very reasonable because for us, it's about the experience.
And I, as a solo person, I mean, it's like it wouldn't be uncomfortable or anything. I mean, it's like
Oh,
if I
heck no.
didn't bring a partner.
No, we had
No, you would not be
families
uncomfortable
last
at all.
time came alone separately and arrived
Okay.
on their own. Actually, one of there are many nice compliments, but one I'll share with you is one of our clients. We were sitting there one day and she took a deep breath and she said, I didn't realize how much as a single woman I hold on myself. I do everything on my own. I'm responsible for everything. And she's like, Michael, I get emotional thinking about remembering how she said this. She's like, Michael, you're doing everything. And I'm for the first time, and I don't know how long, I'm relaxing into just being and letting somebody else take it and feel what that feels like. And she really, really felt into that and his presence. I'm just putting this together. Within a couple of months, she went home and she found the love of her life and she's married. And I think that
It's
was a big
ironic
shift.
because it's like I've been doing everything on my own for so long, and like I just got through going back and forth to Florida, taking care of my father before he passed. Now it's like I'm taking care of my mother. I've got 7 brothers and sisters, and I'm always the one that everyone leans on, and I'm always the one that it's like, okay. And I didn't realize till this year it took me 3 decades to get over the loss of my son. He was 4 months
Wow.
old when he passed, and I didn't grieve because I was in the process of raising another child at the same time.
Wow.
So that's why the Tuscany sounds amazing, and it's like it probably would be wonderful for me. So I may have to choose, but I
In the realm of
appreciate that story.
possibility and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you for sharing that very much.
Absolutely. And I will say, if you all go to the big events calendar page, the link to Italy is not working at the moment. It's taking you to Marketers Cruise. I'm fixing that right now.
Well, that's weird.
Well, that's weird.
On the
So,
picture or on the link?
on
They
the
both
link.
Thank you for fixing it.
Yep.
It needs a little update anyway. We need to update the Marketers Cruise dates. The link is still works. Any other thoughts or comments or ideas or people that should hear this? There's a lot more people that could hear this invitation.
Let me get the right link here. Copy.
Well, we thank you for taking the time to come
join
in
us today.
listen. And Renee, I know you are so incredibly busy. Renee and her husband, Mark, are leading a huge event here just outside of Orlando in less than 2 weeks that we'll be at with how many people do you have registered and ready to come?
165 at the moment, but that goes up daily, all the last minute.
Yes.
Wow, a lot of last minute
Yes.
people coming in. That's awesome. Congratulations.
That's great.
Thank you.
I know we know that people love to make last minute decisions, but when it comes to these type of trips, the last minute doesn't work. It doesn't work with cruise lines because you have to be in, is it 90 days, Patrick? Like for a cruise?
That's right. I mean, you can get in sometimes a few days before, but most cruises are usually blocked a week or two out. But in this instance, your cruise is going to be mostly likely sold out, and then people are going to be paying prevailing rates, which are probably almost double. If they don't get in. So, but the cruise might be sold out, but then some people cancel, and we might be able to get somebody in,
Yeah.
last minute, but it's last minute's not a good thing for cruises.
And you
Right.
certainly won't be able to take advantage of the rate that we have secured.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, I did want to say you guys are doing such a great job. You're so inspirational and you're doing such a great job with all of these things that you do, and you both are so great together, and just everything you do. And I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for even today and everything and every day.
It's a
Thanks,
pleasure,
Spencer.
Patrick. Thank you,
Yeah.
and Renee, for all of your support as well. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I managed to get the link fixed on the events page now, so it does work for Italy. And real quickly, though, I wanted to bring this up because this will give you a view of the ease of it. We like to make things simple. And so as you can see here, even for Italy, you could go to Italy as one of this room here, it's not the best room per se, but every place there is
They're
beautiful.
fine.
And
But they all have their own bathroom, which is a plus.
each have their own bathroom, and you're only really going there to sleep anyway. But it's got a pull-out couch bed, but also bunks, and it's $500 deposit and 8 payments of $500. So it makes it really easy when you divide it out on a monthly plan like that. As a couple, it's $9,000 for a couple. And then if you want to do a solo in a shared room like this with the twin beds, then it's $5,000 per person for that. So this is the
Beautiful room.
options. And again, that one's $500 monthly, but $1,000 deposit. But we wanted to make it simple, similar to our cruise, though. Every month when we get closer to it, we have to drop the number of monthly payments. So the monthlies will go up because we're just trying to stretch it out until everything is due to the
And there's only one of each of these. I mean, that's only what you see. It's not a hotel. It
Right.
literally is the villa, and there's a room in what they call the pool house.
Yep.
So if you want a king bed or you want a solo, like you gotta
get in.
grab it.
Yeah. All right. So I will stop that share and we'll see if there's any last minute stuff. Debbie's got to run. Thank you, Debbie, for joining us. Thanks, Renee. Got to go too. We appreciate everybody. And if you're watching this in playback, we look forward to, hearing from you. If you've got an email or anything, just pop us a question. Otherwise, jump into one of the links and we look forward to playing with you in 2025. Ciao, everybody.
Bye, guys.